So today ended completely fucking flat in the most unimaginably awful way. PCE tomorrow morning. There doesn't appear to be any risk premium priced into that news. And so I would say that the expected move is going to be pretty similar to today at 60 points. However, if PCE does come in hot, we should drop. It'll be hard to hold these levels. It already is. So core 1 month broke 6. Nice. That's healthy. Yes, still just trading flat all week. We got a little bounce back in commodities today. Dollar's holding above 10. Well, it's holding above like 105.80, which is still kind of bullish. It reversed off the low earlier today, but yields didn't really come in to back it up. And we did get a bit of a decline in yields, and that seemed to stick around. The 7-year auction didn't really have much of an effect on that. Yen's still up at 160. The euro and the sterling pulled back. Yuan's still losing ground to the dollar. And we're getting a little bump back in gold again. Gold, looks like gold caught some support finally and is moving back up above trend, which is nice. I don't know if any of you guys got in gold yesterday, but we were talking about it a bit. This is a good setup for a reversal. Maybe a top at like 23.50 and then see if the rest of the reversal plays out. Anyway, correlation on the 1 and 3 month. 3 month back to the all-time lows in advance of the PCE data, which is probably an indication that someone's levering up in case the data is soft or cool. And then you could expect a gap up off of that action. And we're definitely seeing a lot of leverage pushed into the 1 month correlation, and the dispersion over the next 30 days is getting a bit insane. But you know, breadth is still weakening, and they've got to prop the market up against that. Even with Russell 2000's 1% climb back today, I think Dow and Russell are both still down on the week, and pushing that trade, right, like pushing the breadth up is weakening the drive up in NQ, and so NQ and ES are less supportive. We got a move up of 119 BPS in oil today, which isn't bad. It's starting to get towards that $82 level. I think a breakout there is probably going to push the remainder of those net short CTAs long. It might get a larger move later. Yield curve inversion's been pretty flat, and the forward yield on vol dropped pretty hard today, down to negative 11. Meanwhile, carry trade's still being levered up pretty hard. So, I mean, if you're wondering where they're getting the additional leverage from, you know, we've seen leverage here grow like 0.6x over the last week now. So that's getting very close to the all-time highs again. Bond vol up, core down, so those are still uncorrelated, which is odd. Bond market's just a little bit in disagreement with the dispersion trade. A little bit of more tail risk hedging picked up. Probably see a little bit more of that today as well with PCE tomorrow. 45% of the S&P trading back below its 20-day moving average. And so that breadth is still slipping away, right? You know, RSP today only up 12 points. Actually beat ES. Dow up 6. I think that's an after hours though. Maybe the RSP move was after hours. No, it hasn't moved much in after hours at all. Anyway, yeah, 45% of the S&P over its 20-day moving average, and then correlation between VIX and VIX futures finally back to negative. We had about 2 days of positive correlation there, and we're now ending today negative 0.65%. So they've shorted vol hard enough to push it back to negative correlation. That could break either way by the end of the week or after tomorrow. Fed fund futures still just pretty flat, 0.34, 0.36. Not a lot of range on this. I think earlier this morning we got down to 3.2. But yeah, there's nothing much really happening there. On longer term time frames, like if we look at the daily here on SPX, you know, failure to regain the prior high is pretty bearish, but we still need to lose that 54.4725 level, which is, I believe, our prior all-time high, or might have been the all-time high from 53.41 May. No, it might have been on the weekly. Yeah, it was the last week's or no, the week prior's all-time high. So the second week of the month was the first all-time high print, and then we broke that the next day, and then pushed or the next week and pushed to 55.05, I think it is. We would definitely want to see weakness into the back half of this week, and we would want to see a failure here and not a retest of the all-time high. If we retest the all-time high, we're probably going to move up to like the 55.60 range over the following week. Did you see the trade in SOFR? No. Which one? Anyway, that's about it. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you bright and early tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. Later.